Welcome to V News. The headlines for today are coming right up.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng visits Bình Định province. Vietnam is expected to export 7 million tons of rice this year. Hanoi starts new work hours on February the 1st.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng paid a visit to Bình Định province on January 31st and February 1st. He worked with local leaders on ways to implement socioeconomic tasks and iron out snags for businesses to promote sustainable development.
Prime Minister Dũng asked the central province to tap its internal strength and take full advantage of seaports, airports, food processing, forestry and tourism to boost sustainable socio-economic development. The Prime Minister praised the efforts made by the party, administration and people of Bình Định last year to obtain good results in all fields, including a growth of 4.5% in agricultural production. Chairman of the Bình Định Provincial People's Committee, Lê Hữu Lộc, said the province posted an economic growth of 10.3% last year and the number of poor households dropped by 2% to 14.31%. In 2012, Bình Định aims to maintain an economic growth of 11%, generate 25,000 new jobs, and reduce the number of poor households by 2%. During his visit, Prime Minister Dũng offered incense at the Quang Trung Museum in Tây Sơn District.
The Vietnam Food Association said the country is expected to export between 6.5 and 7 million tons of rice this year.
In the first 20 days of the year, the nation shipped abroad about 185,000 tons of rice, worth $103 million. After the traditional Lunar New Year Tet Festival, macro-dental rice businesses have signed a number of export contracts with foreign customers. The country's total grain export volume is estimated at more than 7.35 million tons in 2011, a year-on-year rise of 4.3%.
The Ministry of Labor, War, Invalids and Social Affairs has set a target of raising average income of poor households by 1.6 times from the level of last year.
The ministry said budget for poverty reduction will increase this year and every district will receive 200 to 250 billion Vietnam dongs a year. The sum aims to increase the capacity of people and the community, improve the efficiency of infrastructure, develop small and medium commodity production establishments, and help people access production services and outlets easier. The ministry said more than 8.5 trillion Vietnam dongs has been allocated to poverty reduction between 2009 and 2011. Thanks to social welfare and poverty reduction, the rate of poor households fell to around 12% under the existing poverty standard.
More than 2 million residents in Hanoi start their new work hours on February 1st, following a government decision to stagger start times in a bid to ease traffic congestion during rush hour.
Office workers, school teachers, and students at the kindergartens, elementary, middle, and high schools are subject to the time adjustment. Students at high schools and higher education levels start at 6:30 a.m. and end at 7:30 p.m. Kindergartens, primary and secondary schools start at 8 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m., while workers at trade centers start at 9 a.m. and end at 7 p.m. Along with working hour adjustment, the city's transport department and other relevant agencies have planned to support commuters on their way to work. The number of buses during peak hours has been increased, while new express bus services have also been established to serve students in the early morning and late evening. The city's police plans to redirect traffic flow and adjust traffic light systems to further improve transport for residents. Apart from this time adjustment, Hanoi has implemented a project to divide more streets into separate lanes for cars and motorbikes to ease traffic jams.
A ceremony was held in Cork, province of Ireland on January 28th for adopted Vietnamese children to welcome Tet Festival, the Lunar New Year.
More than 220 Irish parents with almost 180 adopted Vietnamese children attended the event, which was organized by Viet Irish Support, an organization helping Irish families in adopting Vietnamese children. Ambassador to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, who is also in charge of the Irish Republic, Vũ Quang Minh, thanked Viet Irish Support and Irish families for their sentiments towards Vietnamese children and for their efforts to nurture their homeland's culture. Many Irish families expressed their happiness at what their adopted Vietnamese children have brought to them and spoke of activities that help the children better understand their origin.
First of all, we're members of the Viet Irish Support Group, and as you can see, we're a very big family. Yeah. And at different times during the year, we celebrate different festivals, different Vietnamese festivals, Tet being our biggest festival. Yeah. We also have language classes for the children. Yeah. And of course, in our homes, we have many paintings, books, stories about Vietnam. And we have lots of Vietnamese friends, so we keep in contact in that way. And we've been to Vietnam 3 times now. My Lynn has been back to visit Vietnam, and we hope in the future that we'll all go again.
Cam Lee and Suin have brought great joy to our family. They have an older brother who was born in Ireland. Cam Lee is from Hong Yen and Suin from Tai Nguyen. And they've just enriched our lives so much, and just like to thank the country of Vietnam for giving us such 2 beautiful daughters.
We go to language class and we learn some phrases and some songs and some colours. We also have the Tet celebration, and then we read stories about Vietnam, and we go visit Vietnam. We go to Vietnam this year for a holiday in March. We have been there, this will be our 3rd time, so we want to go every 3 or 4 years, we hope to, so that the children will see their culture and realise what's there.
Well, Viet Irish is a social group for Irish Vietnamese adoptive families, and we very much cherish and celebrate the Vietnamese culture in our day-to-day life, and especially in the events in the calendar. And this for us will be one of the big events of the year. You know, we've 410 people turning up. There's about 120 families here, and as you can see, they're all enjoying it immensely.
Viet Irish Support has regularly organized Vietnam's big festivals, including the traditional Lunar New Year, the Autumn Festival, and summer vacations, along with Vietnamese language and cuisine classes for Irish families with adopted Vietnamese children.
The 200-year traditional handicraft village of An Hoi in Ho Chi Minh City, famous for casting of bronze incense burners, has recently witnessed a gradual disappearance of its product on the market.
Initiated at the end of the 19th century, An Hoi bronze incense burner foundries are found mainly in Phan Huy Ik and Quang Trung streets in Ward 12, Gò Vấp district, Ho Chi Minh City. The village products are well known for their fine color-fast ways. To produce a perfect product, artisans must implement several manual steps. Artisans are required to have perseverance, dexterity, and meticulous approach. Each artisan is responsible for only one step in the production process. Our traditional products are cast integrally, so they are very sophisticated. We produce bronze incense burner by hand, with each set of incense burners manufactured in a different shape, so each of them features a particular character. There were more than 50 small bronze casting foundry businesses in the village before 1975. An Hoi bronze incense burners were not only sold throughout the country, but also exported to neighboring countries such as Laos and Cambodia. Unfortunately, most artisans closed their workshops and moved on to other careers. An Hoi now has only 5 families who still maintain their traditional burners: Hai Thắng, Nam Toàn, Ba Co, Sáu Bảnh, and Quốc Kiên. Most of them have a great love for their traditional career and don't want the craft to fall into oblivion. However, the increase of raw material prices, changes in technology, the ability to mass produce products, and reduction of land are reasons that households have switched to other businesses. This craft was passed on to us from my parents, so we will not renounce this tradition. I plan to teach this craft to my son, and he will succeed me to develop our ancestors' profession. Bronze incense burner is always present at ancestral altars of the Vietnamese people, and are especially significant on the occasion of the Lunar New Year festival Tet. However, the traditional handicraft of bronze incense burner casting has lost its place in the new urban society. The question remains, should local authorities make efforts to restore and preserve these craft villages?
And that should be all from V News tonight. Thank you for watching and see you next time.